It's not long-term and it's not durable.
Hi there and welcome to From Ideas to Results. I'm joined by Nick from our SEO team here at Sleeping Giant Media, and we're going to be exploring all the things happening in the world of SEO, kicking off with our first topic. We talk a lot about GEO, Generative Engine Optimisation, and we talk about SEO. What is GEO in relation to SEO? Is it different? Is it the same? How do we sort of view those two things next to each other?
So GEO stands for Generative Engine Optimization, but SEO obviously stands for Search Engine Optimization. So it's more the process of optimizing for AI engines like Perplexity, ChatGPT and Gemini. So essentially, Google's recent guidance has actually told us that they are one and the same, that GEO is just the latest evolution of SEO.
We often get asked this question, and we've always said it is the next step of it. It's not a different thing, but at the same time, it does have a different outcome in terms of that ranking within sort of AI engines. What are the things that we need to do slightly differently as a result? So we've got great SEO. How do we now sort of evolve that into sort of GEO? What's the next steps?
It's more about kind of thinking about search holistically. Previously, you'd search for keywords and your searches would be very short, and the things that you'd ask for are very kind of duplicated across people. Whereas now, search is a lot more personal and it's a lot more tailored to your situation, which means that really you have to think of the whole topic as opposed to just kind of the keywords that people are searching around. So you write content around entities essentially, as opposed to, again, kind of keywords. So again, you're taking kind of the whole process into account. So if you're a legal firm, for example, and you specialize in insolvency, you'd write around the whole topic of insolvency rather than just what you know people are searching for. It's the process of optimizing for things as a whole, as opposed to kind of the niche things that previously you'd want to appear for.
And so the other topic we were going to cover is around the AI visibility is earned, it's not hacked. And this is sort of, we've seen this over the years where, Google sets some rules and then people kind of manipulate those rules, and then they change the rules again. What's your view on this one, and why are we saying this? You've got to earn it. It's not a shortcut. It sounds like it's quite involved in order to do this.
It's exactly the same thing that you would say when someone said you'd growth hack SEO, in that it's not long-term and it's not durable. If you find loopholes in an algorithm, it's very easy to close those loopholes. But if you're focusing on kind of the long-term, building trust, building really great content, then that's a lot more durable. You might growth hack something and it might rank for 2 weeks, but if you're actually writing content the way that it should be done and doing GEO the way that it should be done, then you've got that long-term security and safety, as opposed to maybe like a short-term boost.
Yeah, which is always generally best practice, isn't it? It's like, again, good quality content, making sure you're answering the questions that people ask, and ultimately that will endure any short-term kind of algorithm changes.
Yeah, exactly like that. And even we know in traditional search that if you take it too far in terms of black hatting, Google will actually penalize you, and it's very likely that in AI search you'll start to see the same kind of things. And not just are you kind of wasting your time by focusing on those loopholes, but you're also risking your long-term visibility, because it's very hard to recover from an algorithmic or a manual penalty.
And the other final topic was around Search Console. So one of the challenges that we've seen with GEO moving to this kind of AI world is that we're losing clicks, and that's kind of caused lots of marketers problems because they're trying to figure out, how do I measure performance? And so there's been a whole raft of AI tools out there, but now Google have come out and said, there's one source of truth.
So obviously recently Google have released kind of guidance around how Search Console is the only source of truth. And basically that's because you have a lot of kind of new tools popping up at the moment that say they'll cover this part of search or that part of search, where Search Console does currently have gaps. But what is important to remember, and what Google are reminding us, is that whilst those tools are great directionally, the data is not always accurate. So it's always worth, whilst those third-party tools do have their place and they can obviously provide you great insight, it's always worth validating what you find in Search Console first, because if you don't, you can end up optimizing for a tool rather than optimizing for what you're actually seeing and what you're actually experiencing on search.
Bing have brought out a sort of AI visibility piece as well, but it's only recently that Google have developed their own version of this as well.
Yes. So Google have recently started rolling out AI visibility within Google Search Console. It is currently quite limited, but we do expect that at some point we'll get quite a comprehensive kind of report out of it. And I think Google would certainly be missing a trick if they didn't start pointing people down those kind of routes. Obviously, it's a very complicated thing to do, to be able to separate your search into AI and like traditional search. But yeah, we're more than expecting that it will come, and it will be eventually quite comprehensive.
Yeah, which then brings a real challenge for those third-party tools that have been set up.
We expect, again, like the kind of market to start shrinking once Search Console starts rolling out those features a lot.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this before, but we've signed up some on a monthly rolling basis, guys. Don't commit to like a year-long kind of subscription would be my advice on those kind of tools. Cool, I think that is it from us. So lots to consider there. If you found that useful, do check out our website. We've got loads of content on, particularly on entities as well, some downloadables that will help you get started if it's something that's new to you. And of course, do check out our socials, and we'll see you next time.